Alrighty, guys, so it's about 1:20 p.m. right now on the East Coast, and the markets, I believe, all across the board, except for the Russell, are selling off. Let's take a look here. And by the way, if you guys find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. In this video, we're going to break down a bunch, the markets, stocks, charts, all that good stuff. So let's just dive right into it. So like I said, everything I believe is in the red except for the Russell. Let me see here. Yeah, the Russell's actually up 0.4%, but other than that, the Nasdaq's down 0.9. We have the S&P down about 0.4% as the Dow is down a quarter, and the VIX is actually down a little bit, 0.1%. And if you guys didn't know, the VIX had a massive green day. Yeah, was that yesterday, right? Yeah. Yesterday, VIX had a huge green day, so now it's kind of cooling off at 22 points as we have the metals moving up. Gold's up 0.5% right now as we have silver up about 1.4%. And these two are at a very interesting spot, especially silver. I mean, right here at 21.50 an ounce, 22.50 an ounce. You know, these are big levels of resistance from a couple months ago on silver. So if this, on a little side tangent here for silver, if this is able to break 22.50 into the 23s, man, it's really going to start ripping, in my personal opinion. But we're not there yet, so let's kind of play it by ear. And holy smokes, wait a second. Is this not an inverse head and shoulders? It is. Guys, look at this. On silver, we just caught this in real time. Inverse head and shoulders. So that makes the case for a move towards 23, 25, maybe even higher, even stronger. So, yeah, guys, silver's looking good. Metals in general are looking good. Small caps, the Russell's up. But other than that, Nasdaq's down, S&P Dow, they're down. So we're going to break down, again, some stocks in this video, what I'm doing, the charts that I'm looking at. So let's just dive right into it. Right now, SPY is looking like we're clearly failing. It's clearly failing at 400, 405. You guys can see that. And if I zoom in a little bit, what do you guys notice? That is a double top. You guys see that right here. We have a double top at 400, 405, but it's not the end of the day or the end of the world quite yet for the bulls because we're still holding above the 180 SMA, as you guys probably already know. You all can see, as long as SPY holds above 385, 390, bulls still have a fighting chance. But if this thing falls under 385, 380 into the 370s, especially under that, bears, that's where they're going to start gaining control, right? So at this point, we have the double top, but we're still holding an uptrend. What direction are we going to pick? We have to wait. Honestly, this is, this is when patience really comes in, especially if you're looking at the stock market as a short-term trader. Whether you're, swing trading, maybe you're a medium-term trader, whatever you are, right? Trading-wise, this is when patience comes in, right? Because we're going to have to wait and see, okay, is SPY going to come down 385, test that, and maybe bounce, and we get a huge rip off of that, or is it going to fall under that point? And then again, that's where the bears are going to start gaining momentum. We're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. And when it comes to triple Q, let's pull that up. Triple Q is pretty much right now in real time above the testing the 180 SMA. It's slightly above it at about $277, 278. That's where the moving average is. And right now we just ended up going under 280 right now in real time as triple Q is down about 1%. So this, guys, is pretty much at the point now that we have to be watching it at. If this falls under 278, 275, that's where the bears are really going to start coming in on triple Q, right? So I'm going to set my alert, mark is at or below 278 right at this point, and I'm going to put another one, might as well, at maybe at 273, mark is at or below 273. So let's see what it does, guys. I mean, I'm telling you, this is the bulls still have a fighting chance, but it's not looking too great. Especially again if triple Q breaks 278, if SPY breaks, going back to that, if SPY ends up breaking under, let's say 385, 390, I mean, it's going to start getting ugly, most likely at that point, in my opinion. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe as well. And if you guys want some free stocks from Mumu, from Weeble, all of those are linked down below. And by the way, all those links do help out the channel, so keep that in mind. And you could also check out my Patreon if you guys want, exclusive content, call outs, morning update videos, more access to me throughout the day. All of that's on Patreon, linked down below. And they actually upgraded their payment system. Usually, Patreon had this stupid thing where it would double charge you if you sign up at the end of the month. You guys know if you used Patreon before. Now they changed it to where you only pay the day you sign up, right? And then that's when your monthly billing cycle begins, right? So let's say, for example, I sign up on today, the 29th of November. I'm not going to be charged today and on the 1st of the month like Patreon used to be. It's now going to be, okay, I sign up on the 29th, I get charged today, I'm going to get charged next month on the 29th. And I'm really happy they made that change because, to be honest, that was pissing me off. One thing about Patreon that really was pissing me off was that double charging, crap. But now they fixed it, so it's a lot better. And again, if you guys want to check it out, no pressure, linked right down below. So let's talk now about some stocks that are moving. We have the Chinese stocks moving big time today, and I don't know why this is happening. I tried looking into it. Of course, we have the protests, things going crazy right now in China. Foxconn, Apple. We're not really going to get into that in this video. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But JD's up 7.5% almost right now, and you guys can see with today's move, and a lot of the Chinese stocks ended up gapping above this 50 SMA. That's what happened. With today's move, JD gapped out of the 50 SMA. We're actually breaking out of the highs from last week as well. And like I said, a lot of these Chinese stocks are doing that, which means, who knows, maybe there could be more upside. Now that we're starting to break out, JD could start going to the highs from the middle of this month, being about 58, 60 bucks. Maybe Alibaba, let's pull that up in the short term. Now that it's breaking out of the 50 SMA, we're above the highs from last week. This might be going to 85 bucks. If this breaks 85, maybe the right shoulder and this inverse head and shoulders ends up, starting to play out or trying to play out or try to play out, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking here. So JD's looking decent. Baba's looking decent. Tencent. I don't know why I mixed those two up there. Tencent ended up, ripping and breaking out as well. Maybe not above the moving averages, but it is peaking out of the highs. Well, because it was already above the moving averages. But it's peaking out of the highs ever so slightly from last week, being about 36.50 roughly. I mean, we're just barely peaking above those highs. But if Tencent's able to break out, I'd say above $37, which it hasn't done that yet today, but maybe it does at some point this week. This might end up going up towards the highs from earlier this month, middle of this month, being 38, 39, 40, maybe even higher than that. So Tencent, the Chinese stocks, I know they get a lot of hate. And I mean, there's a lot going on, so I don't blame you if you don't like the Chinese stocks. I have a couple more as speculative positions. That's just me. But it's you don't have to love them as long-term investments to, like them as trades, right? You could like them as a trade and not love them as a long-term investment. And at this point, looking at the chart, it looks pretty decent as a trade. Tencent, Baba, JD. I'm sure there's a couple other ones, but those are the three main ones out of China that I'm looking at right now. And let's see what else is moving today, guys. Carnival Cruise Line's up a little bit, 3.6%. Nothing really much there on Carnival Cruise Line in terms of the chart shifting momentum. Nothing really crazy like that. Looks like it's still holding above, $9.50, roughly around $10, which if you guys look at the chart, CCL's been there for months. I mean, it's been holding around, whether it be $8.50, $9, $10, $10.50, that's where it's been over these past couple of months. So let's see what else is moving. We have AMC moving a little bit today, up 1.6%, nothing crazy. I mean, this is another one that is pretty flat. It's trying to pick direction, whether it's above the highs from a couple weeks ago, being about 8.30, 8.50. If we start breaking that, that'd be great for the bulls. Or if this thing starts falling under $7, which it's held for the past couple weeks, that'd be great for the bears. So I'm gonna set my alert. I'm actually glad I looked this one up, or I picked this, rather looked at the chart for this video, because we're kind of seeing an ascending triangle on AMD, or not AMD, AMC. I'm mixing a lot of stocks up today, guys. You can kind of see it here on AMC. So if this starts ripping out of $8, $8.20 into the mid $8 range, there's going to be a lot more upside, and who knows, there could be another leg up coming on AMC. So my alert's at 8.50. We'll see what it does from there. Is $10 in reach after that? Are the mid $10 in reach? For sure, it's possible, but as always with AMC, guys, it's AMC. I mean, anything could happen. You got to keep that in mind. So please, please, please trade at your own risk when it comes to stock like AMC, GameStop, really any stock out there. I'm not a financial advisor, guys, so keep that in mind. What else? AMC, is GameStop moving today? GameStop's probably down. Actually, no, GameStop looks like it's up as well, about 1.8%. It's in the mid-20s, but the chart really doesn't look good. It's not doing much of anything. Best Buy, which, funny enough, I was just at Best Buy earlier today. This is up another 2%. It looks like this is getting closer and closer to the highs here from not only, when was this? The middle of August, but also the end of May, which those highs are right about at $85 a share. So if Best Buy is able to get out of there, man, oh man, is this going to end up breaking out? And kind of in the short term, guys, I'm kind of being a little bit cautious considering they just reported earnings. We got a huge spike after earnings, and quite frankly, we haven't seen the dust settle at all. And we're pretty overbought. So I'm not naive. And I'm not gonna be like I'm not thinking like, oh, it's just gonna break out and keep going up to $100 with no pullbacks. It's probably gonna cool off a little bit here at 85. That's my guess. Maybe in the lower 80s, higher 70s even, right? Might cool off for a little bit, and then I think it's gonna retest 85, and that's where we could probably break out. After that, we'll see. I mean, everything, not everything is planned. Obviously, nothing is really can be predicted, is what I'm trying to say here in the stock market. You can't really, what am I trying to say? Anything could happen. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking could happen here on Best Buy. But of course, there's so many variables these days. Anything could really change and make the stock tank for all we know, right? So with that being said, I'm going to wrap the video up, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And of course, check out all the links down below if you want some free stocks from Moomoo, 15 stocks, and 12 stocks from Webull. And if you guys want to check out the Patreon, all of those are down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.